So, what's something that makes a good team or allows people to cooperate well from your experience?
It used to be, founders start their companies and come up with an idea and do it. But the more and more, with my experience and things we see, and it's better to find a good co-founder, somebody who is in sync with you, somebody who has the same vision, same thought process. Because you need to hire people with a like-minded thinking, willing to take the risk, willing to walk the walk along with you, thinking in the same direction. End of the day, you're going to produce something that you're able to sell in the market or give it to a customer.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Ambition Circuit. Today, I'm very honored to be joined by my guest, Mr. Shankar Ram. And Mr. Shankar Ram, I'm going to be handing it over to you to give us a brief overview about yourself.
Hey, Vedansh, good afternoon. I'm happy to be here. As you
Thank
just
you.
introduced me, I'm Shankar Ram. I'm an entrepreneur, investor, mentor. My entrepreneurial career started in the early mid 80s, and I had 25 years of entrepreneurship. I became an investor about around 2001. I've been 20 years I've been investing. I've been a mentor, advisor. Um, I have started multiple companies, about six, closed two of them, had successful run four of them, sold them, and I've dealt with big companies like UPS, Target, Mattel, DHL, you name it. I've been in the industry for quite some time. And my investment career, as I said, started about 20, 25 years ago. I invested in commercial banks, IT companies, a variety of companies. And I'm here today with Vedant to talk about some of the concepts and principles of investing and mentoring. Thank you. Thanks for giving me this opportunity.
Awesome. Thank you for giving us your time. So, just to begin, you did mention investing in different sectors and technology and banking and whatnot. But just so that us Gen Zers who are kind of new to the world of investing, new to the world of startups and whatnot, what would you say is like a green flag or something that you try to look for in a company, try to identify in a company to know that it's a good investment to make?
Okay. Yeah. As an investor, we have to look out for a lot of things. It's a sort of a holistic approach. We have to look at the whole picture,
Mhm.
not just the individual, but the vision, a path to profitability, the company's the plan, the team, the culture, a variety of things. We look at a variety of things. And nowadays, no, everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. They want to start companies. There's a lot of hype. Hype gets visibility. Hype also gets you some investment. But as an investor, I look for what is there, what are the green flags and red flags I look in a company. The green flags, as I said, are it's a good vision and a good market fit, a decent team, a good culture, and an entrepreneur who is adaptable, flexible, willing to listen. At the
Okay.
same time, if they don't have a good plan, they're not thought through, they have a financial projection that doesn't make sense, and they don't have a good team culture, those are red flags. I look at it. So there are a lot of things we look at, and overall, it's a holistic approach. It's not just one thing. Yes, the pedigree of the founder or the investor starts. As a Gen Z,
Yeah.
the younger people, we look at a lot of things, and that makes our decision much easier.
Excuse me. So then for Gen Zers who are, just starting their own startups, you mentioned that having a good team is really important. So what's something that makes a good team or allows people to cooperate well from your experience?
Yeah, and it used to be, founders start their companies and come up with an idea and do it. But the more and more, with my experience and things we see, it's nice and it's better to find a good co-founder, somebody who is in sync with you, somebody who has the same vision, same thought process. That way, the work is shared between two people. And as a team, so because as an entrepreneur, you have a lot of responsibilities. It's not just starting a company. You may be expert in a product, but an entrepreneur has a variety of things. He's an all-around person. Not only do they need to know their core competency, the product, they might be involved in HR and finance and a couple of other departments of working with investors. So it's better to come up with a clear vision of what you want to do, where do you want to go, and who are going to be your team members, because you need to hire people with a like-minded thinking, willing to take the risk, willing to walk the walk along with you, thinking in the same direction. End of the day, you're going to produce something that you're able to sell in the market or give it to a customer, and you need people and a culture that believes
Mhm.
in customer satisfaction, customer support, the same way you think. The same, it is not always money profit oriented, but it has to be profit making company, and the employees should be aware of what they contribute to the company and should be feeling as a family. It's one unit, you and your team members, one unit. You have to surround yourself with smart people who you're learning from. It's not that they're subordinates. You learn, you work, and you grow
Yeah.
together. And so you have to build the team, and that's the toughest part, right? Finding the right team. You can pay money and hire the top-notch technical person, but is he the right fit for your company? The same way as an investor, the team members are also important. So that is the toughest part of a job, putting a right team together. And without good teamwork, the company is not going to go places.
And I think it's cool that you're talking about surrounding yourself with people who allow you to learn, allow you to grow, because that's almost like a living truth, right? Something that's relevant to all aspects of life, maybe not just your startup. You should always be surrounded by people, at least from what I've been told, who will uplift you and let you learn and let you grow. So that's cool.
Yeah, because life is a constant learning process, right?
Yeah.
Life, whether you're an employee or an entrepreneur, you're always learning. And the if the people around you make who you are. You always, when you are young, your parents used to say, right? Surround yourself with good friends, you'll be a good person.
Yeah.
Same thing applies in all forms of life, all in at every stage, in every age.
Yeah.
And if you surround yourself with smarter people who you can learn from, you can also give, because it's always learning and giving and learning. It's a two-way street, and it's always good to surround yourself with good people. Could be, you can differentiate between personal life and business life, but end of the day, who you're around you, your family is the inner circle, then the outer circle is your friends and partners and workers. That's important.
Nice. So, also given that you're an investor, I'm sure that you must hear, pitches and see pitch decks quite so often. So, in your mind, what separates, a pitch deck or a project, an idea that's just cool or just a trend, maybe a short-lived passion versus something that's actually backable, something that's actually fund worthy in your mind?
Yeah. And again, I think I mentioned, right? Hype. Is it a hype or a fad? Right now, AI, everybody wants to say, I'm in AI, I do AI. And
Hmm.
that's it. Yes, AI is going to change your lives, change a lot of things, but you have to differentiate between a hype or a fad and a trend. And hype will give you visibility, may even get funding right now. But does it make a good business? The first thing is, always entrepreneurs, right? You need to come up with a solution that is probably for the industry that's going to make a change, either to the customer. You have to produce something that what a customer needs, not just what you want to do. And
Hmm.
what is the market for? You can be a disruptor, like Airbnb was a disruptor. You can be a disruptor coming up with solutions, but you have to have a vision, a plan on how you're going to go forward. Is there a path to profitability? Is it a viable business plan? And that vision has to be articulated, and you have to put a team around it, and you have to develop a culture around it. So your plan of action, your business plan, your team, your financial planning, all this matter, so that for an investor who's going to come in and invest in you. And we take the risk in investing as angels into these companies, but we listen, and we need to see the passion, the persistence, the attitude, adaptability. Is the founder or the founders willing to listen to advisors and mentors? Are they willing to change if the market condition changes? Like COVID changed lot of businesses. Were they willing to change with the changes that's happening outside the spectrum? Or are they so much into themselves that, hey, this is what I want to do? But you may want to do what you want to do, but you have to look at the exterior, the external surface, market, customers, and see how can I pivot so I can get there. So is the founder willing to do that, go for? Those are all the things we have to look at and evaluate during the pitch deck. A pitch deck is a collection of documents, but is a passion coming through? I want to the conviction. Today I read an article about conviction. Is there a conviction from the owner so that I can be convinced that I want to be with you? because you have to give me a story and a narrative and a history, a market fit, customer appreciation, that I want to be part of your journey. I want to participate in your success. How can I help you succeed and be successful? And that's a story we look for before we invest. Whether it's Gen Z or Gen Y, whatever it is, we want to make sure that we are convinced that you are the person.
Awesome. So then, how do you know what's an easy way or like a telltale sign of knowing that something is just a fad versus something has long-term hype? How do you differentiate between the two?
Yeah, it's very difficult, right? We
Yeah.
can't predict the future. We can't. And if all of us get carried away with the hypes. So it is very difficult, and you make mistakes. That is why we are angel investors. We invest, and we don't expect all the companies to succeed.
Yeah.
So my thing is, if 25 to 30% of the companies I invest in succeed, I'm okay. That is the way we look at it, because some of them could be fat, some of them could be a real trendy for now, but end of the day, execution is important. If you don't
Mhm.
have the right team and execution capital, even the strongest company will fail if the execution is bad. And a hype company sometimes may succeed because they can sell themselves in a year or two and make money. When you call a success or a failure, I'm talking from an investor perspective, whether I made money or not,
Yeah.
right? But it could have a hype company can become a lifestyle business and continue in business, but the investor didn't make money, but it could be a lifestyle business.
Yes.
So who am I to say hype is not the right thing? So it is
Yeah.
very difficult to differentiate. Some of them will be obvious signs, telltale signs, especially if the founder has come up with a uh, pitch deck and plan of action, and he is not able to answer any questions. He has no vision of where the company is going to go, but he thinks, oh, my valuation is very high because people are investing in me. Those are things I stay away from as an investor,
Yeah.
just because that's a hype. Yeah, they may take, but I don't want to be part of it. I don't feel convinced to be part of the journey.
So you mentioned, and this is pretty interesting, success having different meanings based on the kind of glasses you're wearing. As an investor, how much money you make versus as an entrepreneur, the longevity of your company. And so, you mentioned that you yourself have started and built some companies ground up and made exits, which I congratulate you for, honestly. But how do you determine, at least from an entrepreneurial lens, that you are successful? How do you quantify success? How do you measure success as an
Oh,
entrepreneur?
that's again, it varies from person to person. In general, the market, the outsiders think success is, oh, he has made money. That is success.
Hmm.
Personally, I'm a different person. Each person is different. I'm a different person. I don't look at success as making money. Money is a byproduct of success. That's the way I look at it. Just money
Okay.
comes.
An added
But if
benefit.
I successfully solve, as an entrepreneur, I think success is solving a problem a customer has or customers have. I have been innovative. I have created a solution that is simplifying the work that's being done,
Yeah.
or uh, coming up with a process of doing things that has helped the company and the country successful or prosper.
Be
Let's put it
successful.
that
Yeah.
way. So, creating a solution and solving a problem, and thereby making money for the customer or making it easier for the customer, is success from my point of view, because it satisfies my success or ego that I've done that. As
Yeah.
a byproduct, when you're successful, yes, you will eventually make money. Money doesn't mean much. Money is good after certain dollar amount. It's only extra money.
It's just, yeah, numbers in the bank.
Extra money. You don't really need that much money. It
Yeah.
is more a success is something we're there. And then the most important thing for me, knowing me and you've seen my activities, success is also considered successful even you're sharing it with others.
Yeah.
Success to be shared. So contribute, give it back. Success is giving back to the business community, to the social community. When I do all these things, I feel I'm successful. So success is not something that you strive for. It comes like respect, right? It
Yeah,
you respect people, you get respect. And the same thing, when I become successful, I give more so that you're
give more back.
successful, I'm also successful. That is the way I
Yeah,
look at it.
yeah.
It's
It's
a
like a
different
cycle.
perception. It's a cycle, and
Yes.
success is something you share with others.
And you know what? That perfectly leads to the next question. I was going to mention that, you've supported social impact efforts such as, your organization, Food Finders.
Mhm.
And so, what advice would you want to give to Gen Z so
Mhm.
that they can kind of create a sense of purpose beyond just profit in their lives, especially since we're just starting out so young?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Gen Z is really young. You're very much an early for a social impact,
Hmm.
but some people are cut out for that. But as Gen Z, the first thing you have to think about is your financial stability. You have to plan for your financial stability, come up with a goal, come up with where you want to go, and what career you want to take, what is your profession, where do you want to go. And you can have a purpose both at work as well as social. So one is at work, is surround yourself with good people, work for a company that has beneficial results and all that. That is one. On a social scale, you have to work, give back to the society. That's what I believe in. Giving back to society, giving is very, very important. Giving is humbling, giving is satisfying and fulfilling. But giving doesn't mean necessarily money, because Gen Z, you're just trying to make money. Giving is not just money. Giving is you're giving your time, you're participating in the social cause. Find out what cause satisfies you. Where do you feel good? What is it you want to do? So it could be, as I said, I work for Food Finders. I also give back to Thai, which is a non-profit entity.
Yeah.
That is a business, giving back to business, giving back to social. It's all social cause. It all adds up. And you can give your money. But Gen Z, you're just making money. You don't need to give money. You can volunteer. You can contribute. You can help the nonprofits with social media. If you're good in social media, you can do marketing. You can volunteer, go there and help out. So there's so many ways of giving back and understanding the purpose of life, which is helping others and helping others succeed, helping others go to the next level. And that is the most satisfying part. So that is, for me, that is a very important aspect of life. I was lucky to retire very early because I
Hmm.
exited the companies. I could have made much more money, but I decided it's time that you give back to the society. And that's why I retired very early, so that I can give back to Thai business community and then give back to the food finders and educational giving back. So it is something every human being, individual, have to do: give back to society and find a purpose in life, because that's what we put on this earth for.
Yeah. Awesome. And you know what? That's amazing. Amazing advice. Giving does not only have to be money, it
Mhm.
can be time, it can be effort, but it should come from within. I love
That's
that.
right. Simple social media. A lot of entities don't know how to do social media. You can do
Yeah.
Instagram posting for them. You can talk about them. You can talk to your friends, volunteers. It's a simple joint effort, not just money. Go there and whatever you can do, and people are looking forward, because it is time is money, and your effort is money indirectly.
Cool. And then I was going to say, you talked about starting your career in the early to mid 80s,
Mm.
exiting and kind of taking an early retirement, shifting to the investor side around the early 2000s. And I just feel times have changed quite a lot since then. So if you were, in your early 20s, maybe 20 to 25 today in the moment, starting with this whole new world shaped by AI and all the technological developments, fast moving markets and all of that, how would you spend your next 5 years? What would you invest in? What would you want to learn? What would you want to study? What would you want to build? All of those kinds of things.
Yeah. See, Gen Z, and then you're 22. It's not even, you're not even 22, but you're
Yeah.
it's too early in life, right? As a matter of fact, I came to this country only in my late 20s. I came only in 26, 27. I
Yeah.
had to do my master's, and by the time I started my professional career in the US, I was 28. And my entrepreneurial journey started in the early 30s when I was 31, 32. So 22 is very early. You have a lot of time. But the
Yeah.
next 5 to 8 years at 22, you have to focus on yourself. You have to set a career path. You have to set a financial path, and you have to have a social path. You have to decide where you want to be, what you want to do, How are you going to make your money? What are your financial goals? And what are your career goals? And be it professional employment, be it entrepreneurship, everything. You have to set plans and set goals to get there. It doesn't happen overnight. You have to plan
Yeah.
your time, take your time. And best thing is nowadays it's all available on the internet. You can read about it, you can talk about it, you can research about it. But there's nothing, there's no substitute for interaction. Where like today, like talking to people, talking to mentors, talk to advisors, attending events, picking other people's brain, learning from them. That's a very important aspect. When we didn't have all that when I was growing up in this country, we didn't have that opportunity. We didn't have these kind of groups. So you have great opportunity to explore, to set your career path, learn. And if you are already decided, I'm going to do this, then find people who are in that particular field or fields, network, interact, learn from them, and
Mhm.
attention. At the same time, don't give up on the side. Plan your future, plan your financial stability. You're too young to even think that far out. Some people are cut out for that, but we have to take care of the financial, personal life, not just making money, dating, getting married. There are a lot of things in life that has to be
Yeah.
part of it. So it has to be again, here again, it's a holistic approach, right? It is not just, hey, how do I do that? And then if it's AI or any other technology, AI, then find out within AI. AI is again is a big name for everything, right? You can be, you're talking about cybersecurity or vision or robotics, computer vision, robotics, and
Yeah.
large language modules. What is it you like? Again, do some research on it. Go to seminars, take courses, understand what it is, strengthen your position, go do internships, learn more about where you think your passion is, what you want to do, and get some experience and exposure. And that way you become a sort of a overall stronger, better personality to take up
Mhm.
any opportunity that comes in your way. So
Okay.
that is what makes you a person who is thought through. When I was your age, I didn't think that far out. I did have a plan where I'm going to go, what I'm going to do. I knew that I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I knew I'm going to get there. I planned my thing. And at the same time, I said, okay, at 30, I'm going to get married. I planned that life. So I planned two, three things in parallel. One is my family life. One is my professional life, and took
Mhm.
both now in the career path. And I made it a success because I planned for it. And then as you plan, there are going to be changes happening, and you got to pivot, you got to learn to adapt. And this will help not only in personal, but it's also in professional and business life.
Awesome. Awesome. So then, in brief, if I had to give a couple takeaways from what you said today, you would say most important things are one, learn the hype, not just the fad. Two, always listen to your investor, or if you're an investor, listen to the founder, but also make sure that you find someone who's cooperating with you, someone who's cooperating well within a team, someone who's trustworthy. And three, always give back, not even only money, but your time, your passion, your word, and do as much of that as you can to have an overall blend and balance of life.
Yeah, that's important. And for a youngster, there's one important thing, I always say, right, is you have to learn. Life is constant learning,
Mhm.
constant learning process. Keep your eyes, ears, and open. Business opportunity come. I couple of my businesses started because I saw the opportunity. I never thought of it,
Yeah.
but I saw the opportunity and I saw the customers could use it. So I came to a solution for the customer, and that became a company. So keep your eyes, ears open, always learning, looking for opportunities to learn, opportunities to help, opportunity to solve a problem. So learn and adapt, flexibility, persistence, tenacity. A lot of words are there, right? You can do all
Yeah.
that. And more important than that, my personal characteristics was two things I learned early stage in life. Don't blame circumstances. You create your own circumstances. Don't blame, oh, I'm this because of that. Don't blame other things. Create your own circumstances. Don't depend on anything else. Don't put the blame and point fingers. You can create your own circumstances. Two, be an optimist. I consider myself an eternal optimist. I always like to look at good things in life. Don't dwell on the negative. Be an optimist. Look at it saying, hey, there is always better. This is happening for the good. Be an optimist. And I probably, like to quote Winston Churchill when he said, a pessimist is one who finds difficulty in every opportunity, whereas an optimist is one he finds an opportunity in every difficulty. Right?
Wow,
Anything and
truly
everything,
well said.
he's finding an opportunity, and that is
Yeah,
quoted by Winston Churchill long came back. And I said that's exactly the truth. If something, if it's a big problem, you say this too shall pass. But what is an opportunity that's open up for me? Maybe I see a wall here, but there's another way to go. So look for it. Be positive.
I love that. I love that. That's awesome. Well, with that being said, I would love to thank you for your time, sharing your time, your success, and your word with us. Truly means a lot, and it was an amazing conversation. So
Thank
I
you
thank
so
you for
much
that.
for giving me this opportunity. Best wishes for your future, and my support and blessings are always with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And you guys, that concludes another episode of the Ambition Circuit. Thank you all for watching and stay tuned for more. Bye.
Thank you.